The Republicans are always saying, well, the Democrats just want open borders because they want more voters. Is that completely wrong?
It's completely wrong. I mean, the people that they're talking about, the immigrants who are coming in, by law cannot vote. They're in asylum application purgatory for 6 years.
But their kids can.
Their kids can. That's 18 years down the road. I mean, you think the Democratic Party is able to plan 18 years down the road on anything? It really is. There's a real serious dynamic to this, and a really dangerous one. This replacement theory that is trafficked by those who are talking about Democrats bringing immigrants in to take the state or the country over politically. Our governor traffics in that, our lieutenant governor. I would love to see my party standing up and reminding this country who we are in the first place. We're a country of immigrants and asylum seekers and refugees, and that has made us the leading superpower in the world. And we won't be able to maintain that status without welcoming more people to this country. Now, we've got to do it the right way. It's got to be orderly. It's got to be safe.
No one would look at what's going on now, really, right, and say, this is the way an immigration system should work. I don't think we need to work on it at all. No one has that opinion.
We're basically funding these cartels that used to run drugs. They don't need to run drugs anymore. They run humans, $10,000 a pop, and you get 3 tries at the border. They're running small children and then leaving them in the desert when they get inconvenient. And then some of those children, they're ending up in places for sex trafficking, in child labor, in agriculture. We are funding these cartels that are then corrupting the countries from where these people are trying to flee from. We've set up the worst system that we could possibly have for immigration. It is a crisis to not actually have a border.
Why is it so hard just to close a border? I've seen other countries do it. I mean, Hungary does it. You may disagree or agree with whether they should. Saudi Arabia, Canada, pretty good at doing it. I mean, they don't have the situation we have. But I did see that 60 Minutes episode where they're just walking through this hole in the fence, and there is a border guard there just waving.
There's a great reason.
I mean, am I wrong to say that isn't how we should do it?
But to your question, I don't think it's tough. And I agree with Sarah that the status quo is only enriching the cartels and giving them more power. It's miserable for everyone else, including the migrants who are dying at a record number right now. 6 years ago, only 6 migrants died in the El Paso Border Patrol sector. Last year, 149. These are women, these are kids, they're drowning, they're dying of dehydration. That alone is not going to get it done. You need ways for people to come here and work the 9 million jobs that we haven't filled, to join family, to flee persecution, and to do it legally.
And the Democrats did call their...
So there was that video that you might have seen this week where a bunch of migrants basically flood the National Guard that was there and overtake them, pushing past them. People were knocked down, etc. And when the White House press secretary was asked about that, she said, go ask the governor of Texas, which is a really weird thing for the executive branch of the federal government to say when they're arguing at the Supreme Court that Texas isn't supposed to have anything to do with it.
There are people who want to come here to do jobs that nobody born in this country is willing to do. 9 million of them unfilled.
I bet if we paid them more, they'd be willing to.
It's possible, and we could try that, but I've talked to cotton gin owners in Texas, and they say it doesn't matter what I pay someone. No one born in Roscoe
cotton gin owners
is willing to do this. Yeah.
I know your clothes aren't made of cotton, but
we're still using the cotton gin?
We're still using cotton gin. We're still ginning cotton.
What?
I hate political antics. I really do. The busing was a political antic, but boy, sure makes a big difference when all of a sudden Chicago and Boston and New York suddenly notice that we have a migrant problem.
Right.
No shit.
All right. Can I ask you?